boards down there.
I'm obliged to give you a safety announcement. This is nothing to alarm you by, but just to let you know the vessel you have boarded on has got enough life-saving equipment for everybody on board today. Now this includes life jackets, life raft. I can point some points of interest on the way up to Westminster if you'd like me to. Now if you'd like me to, say aye. Aye. Aye, aye. Let's start over this side on the left-hand side. Look, we got the Tower of London. William the Conqueror, he started building this castle in 1078. The oldest part of this castle is the bit in the middle up the left-hand tower. Walk across the old Victorian waterways at the top. And if you look underneath the crest there, look, you can see they've just put a new glass flooring. So you can see the boats and the cars going beneath your feet. Hunter was driving his number 78 bus across the bridge in December 1953 when he missed the red light because it was foggy. He drove straight onto the Bascles as they started to rise. Well, Albert never backed off like a normal bus driver would do. What Albert done, he put metal to metal. As we turn the boat, coming round on the left-hand side, you've got two warships there, but the one in the front is called the HMS Belfast. You'll have to look very carefully and very closely though, because you might miss her because she's under camouflage. She was built on the D-Day landing, but back in 1939, when this vessel was launched, she weighed 11,000 tonnes and could cut through the water at about 35 knots, which is about 40 miles an hour. Behind the buildings here, look, we got the tallest building in Western Europe, the Shard of Glass. It stands 1,017 feet tall. It's got casinos in the basement, then shops, then offices. And see the big white building here with a white crane on top of it? This is called 21 Fenchurch Street. And on the roof, it's got the biggest roof garden in Western Europe, and it is free to go up there. The only problem is, ladies and gentlemen, you will need to take some ID with you because they won't let you travel from the bottom to the top without knowing who you are. But it's well worth a visit. The yellow brick building coming up the right hand 800 years. But today, the only fish in this building are the gold ones that you can see on the roof. Billingsgate Fish Market has now moved to Canary Wharf for bigger premises. And see the blue shiny building beside it? If you have got a camera, please, it's actually the headquarters and the training ground for the window cleaning company here in London. And once they pass out this side, they come over this side and clean the 14,000 pieces of glass in the Shard of Glass. Just have a look along the river walls, 7.5 metres. Normally we only get tides up to about 6.8 to 7 metres, but today, because it's a spring tide, they're coming up quite a lot higher in the next couple of days. In the last gap here on the right hand side is the monument for the Great Fire of London Gallery, and will only cost you £1 to go up there. It's not the church barrel, it's the one behind it with the big gold bit on top. But if you was the Ladies Monument down in the easterly direction, this is where the Great Fire. Has anybody seen the Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yes.
Yeah? We'll have a look at this pirate ship over here on the left hand side then, sticking out between the two buildings. It's got nothing to do with the Pirates of the Caribbean whatsoever though. I just think that's a really good film. I wanted to share that with you being a captain. But this is a replica of Sir Francis Drake vessel called the Golden Hind. This replica changing rooms. Samuel Pepys has also mentioned his pub in his diaries when he was writing about the Great Friar London over this side that lasted for about 4 days. Have a look on top of the next bridge, Southwark Road Bridge. You'll notice there's hardly any traffic up there whatsoever. This is because this is the most least used bridge here in London, because nobody knows how to get onto this bridge. As we come through this bridge, look over here behind the pier here, the white building with a thatched roof, Shakespeare's Globe Theatre, the replica. This is the only building in central London today to have a thatched roof because of the Great Friar London in 1666. The big brown building beside it with a tall chimney used to be Bankside Power Station, and now it's home to that modern art gallery called the Tate Gallery. And if you lot know anything about modern art, you'll understand exactly why it's free to go in that big building over there. Let me tell you, inside that building there's that very same afternoon, because the bridge started swaying backwards and forwards like this, and people were falling all over it. But the designer, Lord Norman Foster, said on live TV, "It's not my bridge, it's the way Londoners walk." To the right hand side of the bridge, have your cameras ready. The best view of St Paul's Cathedral you're going to get. St Paul's Cathedral stands 365 feet tall. Look at the gold cross on the top, come down to the top of the dome, and you can see there's a viewing gallery. Anyone I know who's actually got his money back. So it's not a very good score either, is it really? Single ladies, hello. Any single gentlemen? And if you're not with the one you love, just lean over and kiss your husband or your wife, because apparently that works in the same way as well. How's everyone doing? Everyone okay? Shall I carry on? Yeah, sure. School for boys. This is where two of our prime ministers went to school. Winston Churchill was one of them, but he got thrown out of this school for being a naughty boy in a classroom and ended up going to a school in Harrow. Lord Asquith was the other prime minister, but if you look in between the archway windows, you can see 4 more scholars. From left to right, William Shakespeare, Francis Bacon, John Milton, the one on the right with the ball. The building itself though, just like St Paul's Cathedral, is made out of Portland stone, which is a very expensive self-cleansing stone from Dorset. So when it rains here in London, this fantastic building this side, but if you look over here to the left-hand side, we've even got a better looking building. That's right, the concrete labour on this bridge was done by our own ladies. And I might have to say, there's 34 bridges on the River Thames, and out of them 34 bridges, this bridge here is the only bridge to ever finish on time and under budget. So well done the ladies, eh? Over here, look, the oldest thing you're going to see on River Thames today is this jukebox. What do you reckon? I think it's jukebox, look. So we're going to leave the Victoria Embankment behind us now as we go through this bridge. And on the other side of this bridge, if you look over here on the right hand side, above the trees you'll see a Gothic looking building called Whitehall Court Mansions. And it's a part of the All-Star 5-star hotel and more luxury unaffordable apartments. But behind this building during the Second World War. We're coming back over to the left hand side. Check out the London Eye. What happens is this: you, your partner, the vicar, plus 22 guests get on at the bottom. You say all your vows on the way to the top, and when you get to the top, they stop the London Eye. You say I do, you kiss the bride, and trust me, I really do know this from my own experience in life. It's all downhill from up there. So I've left the best till last, ladies and gentlemen. Houses are parasites. Sorry, I made a mistake there, sorry. Houses of Parliament. You can't actually see Big Ben, because Big Ben is the bow inside the tower, and she weighs 13.5 tonnes. Now, she used to be known as the Great Clock Tower, Westminster, but they just renamed her in the year 2012 to mark our Queen's 60 years on the throne, and now known as Elizabeth Tower. So we're going to be here for about 20 minutes. If you want to get over to the South Bank a little bit quicker, walk over Westminster Bridge, down the other side, and it's about a 5-minute walk. You're more than welcome to stay on the boat. So I'm just watching that little bit. Please make sure you take all your belongings with you. This includes all your children. Don't just take your favourite ones home, take your naughty ones as well. I can't take any more home. I've got 15 indoors. They all speak different languages and meal times are horrendous, as you can imagine. Just one last thing though, ladies and gentlemen. If you have understood and enjoyed my commentary and would like to show your appreciation, you can do so when leaving the vessel. I will be standing there in the old traditional way with the captain's bucket. If you'd like to throw in a few bob, please.
No, por aquí no vamos a pasar.
¿Quieres que hagamos los logos?